It's a wet and rainy day, but we've got a 2024 Nissan Z Performance, and we'll be spending a week living with it, seeing what it's like. Oh, that blue interior! This is the color combo that I originally wanted to order. 2024 Z Performance, and it's a manual. It is a wet and rainy one, currently on Woodward Avenue. I do love this blue interior so much, though. And we have driven the regular Nissan Z plenty. This one is the performance trim. And we've also recently spent time with the Nissan Z Nismo, right? But that one is automatic only. I do wish it came with a manual transmission. Still gonna be a fun little refresher on what this little Japanese sports car is like with the twin turbo V6. So the backup camera resolution isn't great. If it was more clear, you could probably see that sign says "Do not back into spaces." Sorry. Quick Starbucks run, and we've got 2 cup holders, which is sports car practicality, right? Why, thank you for the instructions. It's a pretty cool load-up screen. Busy day today. Came to downtown Detroit to get a haircut. Now we're off to run some errands. Stuck in a little bit of traffic, but it's pretty easy manual to drive while in traffic. I also noticed I'm just matching everything blue. We have blue interior, blue rain jacket, blue pants. Everything is blue today. Blue car. A trip to Costco is always a good cargo capacity test. Stocking up on groceries for the week. There's a trunk release right here inside the Nissan logo. Open up that hatch. It's got a pretty spacious trunk back here. You see it extends right into the cabin. Costco chaos. I forgot to bring my little cooler bag or anything to organize it, so that'll be done at home. Always return your shopping carts like a good human being. Ha, look at that. Carbon fiber first aid kit. Z. Cargo net. Also carbon fiber. Whew, it is windy today. The sound of the 3-liter twin-turbo V6, the VR30. One thing I do like a lot is that they put redline right in the middle. 7,000 RPM is the middle top of the gauge. We have the shift lights above, and then to the left it shows neutral, and it remembers that I left it in S mode, sport mode, right here. It just does rev match on the downshifts, but it remained memory from the last time I drove the car. And then we have the indicator, first, second, third.
Hey.
Welcome to the Nissan Z.
Thank you. It looks really nice.
Are you wearing my jacket?
Yes, this
is my jacket.
Yeah. I just grabbed it on the way out. It kind of looks like your Z06, to be honest.
What?
Am I going to get a lot of hateful comments for that?
What parts of it looks like the...
Well, it's just like the layout, I guess. It's a two-seater.
Okay, I guess you are right. I can't argue.
Open space.
And it's also
back
blue
there.
interior.
Yes.
This is why I wanted to order one of these, because it had a blue interior. Literally, that was
why?
my train of thought. I was like, oh, blue interior, I want one. I like blue.
There's so many cars that probably have, you can option it
Not
with
like-
a blue interior.
Not like
but
this,
not like this,
though. Yeah, like the Z06 and this. It's awesome.
Okay.
All right, time to go run some errands and then dinner.
Yes. Wait, is this a manual?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So
Okay.
you don't know how to drive
I don't know how to drive a manual.
I got to teach you how to drive on a manual.
This is cool.
This is something that every person does when they get in the manual. You get a neutral wiggle. Just grab it and like do this.
Okay. Edward is gonna do some dangerous things in this car.
No, I'm not. I just want to hear it.
Slipping and sliding in the rain. Jesus. All right.
It's pretty quiet.
Is it?
The Nismo was a bit louder. This needs an exhaust.
Are you satisfied? You're gonna give me a heart attack.
What?
You're gonna give
Why?
me a heart attack.
Why is the camera so close to my
By
face?
the way that you're driving so dangerously. This is why there's so many accidents when it's raining. Because people like you.
Ah!
Oh. What the heck?
It is indeed wet out. So you use the
So then how
clutch.
do you go forward? You just drive
You
it
have
like
to-
normal, right?
Yes, once you've let the clutch engage, so to start moving, you have to gradually let the clutch out as you feed in some of the accelerator. And there's like a bite point, and that's when it starts grabbing. And then you let the clutch out, it goes into gear, you start driving. To
Okay.
change gears, you put clutch in, go up.
I
the clutch
think
out.
I learn more so by doing, so
Okay.
that's something that
We'll have to teach you at some point. Friend's dad taught me
Okay.
in a 1999 Volkswagen Beetle with a full Christmas tree worth of check engine lights.
All right.
But it was
That's
$2,000,
quite the
and
description.
it's just the best way to do it because there's a car you don't care about.
Okay.
My mom once asked me to teach teach my brothers how to drive manual, and I had the R8. I'm like, Mom, my clutch is probably $7,000. I am not
Yeah.
teaching them how to drive manual in an R8.
So they still don't know how to drive manual.
No, I don't care. Oliver and Henry do not care.
I mean, what is the appeal of driving manual?
So you can do fun things.
Can you do fun things in an automatic? Oh, gosh.
No, it's just a different experience. It's more manual engagement. So like with this, I would go for the manual over the automatic. There's a 9-speed automatic available, or you get the 6-speed.
Okay.
I personally would order it with the manual because it adds another dimension to the driving fun. You have a little more control over it. But then there are some cars that are fun with it, like my Corvette, the Z06 is a dual clutch only. You can't get that in a manual transmission. Okay. And it suits the personality. Like certain new McLarens, I wouldn't want a manual in a 765 LT. It's just too much of a ballistic missile with like supercomputer power and everything. So
I know exactly what that means.
Yes. Where's Target?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's over there. Target. Taking a Nissan Z to Target.
So does this have all the updated tech features too, like the charging dock for your phone?
So I don't think there's not a wireless charger. So I had to pull out a charging cable to charge my phone the other day.
So not very high tech, you would say.
It's updated. Like you've got obviously CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, so it does have that.
Yes.
And like it's better. It's got the new screen, the new cluster, but some of the stuff is still carryover from previous generations, so it's not like brand new, state of the art.
I like how the dials are up here. It kind of gives it a more sporty feel.
Yes.
Do you like that as well?
Boost gauge, turbo speed, and battery voltage. It's cool. It's a cool kind of throwback.
Look, right?
Yeah, it's fun. I just love the blue interior. It's so cool.
Obsessed.
I am obsessed with the blue interior. Yeah. And your heated seats are on now.
Yes.
Like these buttons, I think are the same as the previous gen one.
Not a fan of how there's only
Surprise
one.
cup holder.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, why is there only one cup holder? I was literally just gonna comment that, but.
My little brother just finished the LSAT. You got a perfect score, right?
You're not gonna post this, are you?
Yeah, this is going in the vlog. What do you think of the Nissan Z?
Got 181.
What? Yeah, you got answer the questions not asked correctly. What do you think of the Nissan Z?
It's very sporty.
My brothers know nothing about cars. This is hopeless. The mirrors in a Nissan Z are sufficient for applying makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Agreed.
Agreed. You didn't push it follow. Yeah, just gonna make a quick little U-turn.
Left. Oh my god, Eddie! This is so fun.
My foot slipped, sorry.
Remember when I asked if we could do donuts in your Corvette? You were like, no.
Tires are too expensive.
But not that expensive on this Nissan, apparently.
They are substantially cheaper.
Cotton candy skies.
Yeah, it was gray and miserable all day, but look at that sunset. Good job, Michigan. That is very pretty. Z06 looking amazing as usual, although I don't think the box will fit in the trunk, so I'm going to use the Nissan Z to transport it over there. Okay, slight problem, it doesn't fit in the Nissan Z either. Who says sports cars aren't practical? Look at the Nissan Z transporting the big carbon fiber intake box over here. When your girlfriend says she wants ice cream at 10 p.m.
It's not just me, Henry wants some too.
Oh, yeah.
Ice cream sandwiches, little ice cream ones. It's a cheap weekend, right?
Yes, indeed.
We got Reese for me, and you actually.
Reese's.
Reese's. These ones are really good. Ooh, I feel like they're melting already.
We should go inside.
Bubbies. That's what it's called. They look so cute.
I do like the little illuminated Dorsal Z. That's pretty cool. Nice metallic blue paint, even though it's dirty. I still remember when I first saw the Proto, they're like, it's not the 400Z, stop calling it the 400Z. It's just Z. And they don't let you forget, Z, Z, Z. I will say, after spending time with the Nismo version of the Z, the regular Z is even softer than I remember. It was always a pretty soft sports car, just a little too much body roll, pretty light steering. I just wanted a little more control in a sports car, but the Nismo version definitely was vastly improved, especially from the handling dynamics. This is very comfortable, but just a little too squishy for what I want in a sports car. That VR30 though is still pretty potent. It's one of the highlights for me, the twin turbo V6. These things can make pretty solid power once you do a couple bolt-ons, because people in the Infinities, like the Q50, Q60 VR30s, like from AMS Performance, they're making 500 horsepower. It's like a little baby GTR engine. Stock gets 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. Nismo, they gave it just a tiny bit more power, nothing substantial. Not bad. But yeah, the Supra definitely feels just a little bit sharper, and the Nismo version for sure. But the Nismo, you don't get a manual transmission, and this one's still fun in a manual. This is just like a more reasonable day-to-day around town sports car. Like I've enjoyed daily driving it. It's pretty comfortable, easy to get used to, but the problem is the price point. You're looking at things that are definitely more powerful and capable. We're talking like Mustang GTs, Camaros, the Supra, obviously. So this is the performance trim, and what do you get? Well, the biggest difference is the mechanical limited slip differential, which is a pretty important thing. You get like stickier tires, they say Nissan Sport brakes, and a couple other little changes, but the biggest difference is going to be that limited slip differential. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you also do get an upgraded clutch on the manual performance trim models. 2 very full coffees means driving manual very gently. Making a quick stop at Out of Office Garage with the Z. Styling wise, the front grille, yes, it's very rectangular. They did change it slightly from the Z Proto. You see the little like smaller rectangles, they don't go all the way to the bottom, and it's like blacked out a little bit better. The Nismo, they fixed the front grille. It looks a lot better, less of a rectangle, but it's just a lot of vertical lines. So it's like literally straight up and down, and then it's echoed kind of here on the side with that crease there. I do like the headlights. The headlights are pretty cool. We have the updated Nissan logo up front. The metallic blue paint is quite nice, and you see this little line here that goes onto the hood. The headlights are supposed to be like the DRLs, the little crescents are supposed to be inspired by an older Z, like a Fairlady, where it's like how the headlights reflected inside the opening. We've got the forged wheels, red brake calipers on this one. It says, actually, oh, you can see, it says Ray's Engineering forged wheels. That's for the performance. And the red brake calipers. Also, seat controls are inboard here. These are power. So you can move it backwards. This is for the backrest. And then we have on this side here, these dials which move like the actual bottoms and bolsters sides. Let's take a quick look at the window sticker for the Z. So as a 2024, it's essentially carryover from the 2023. This one is the performance trim with a manual transmission. Twin turbo 3-liter V6 VR30, 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. You see the Exceeding high performance clutch, launch control, I've tried that, that's fun, 19-inch raised wheels, and so forth. And the base price is $52,200. So to get the limited slip differential, you have to spend 50 grand. The paint, oh, this paint was almost $1,300, $1,295. We got the floor mat package, which is $410. The kick plate, the illuminated kick plate is $500. So this one's optioned to $55,510. And that brings up a little challenge I have. At 55 grand, we're talking Supra money, obviously. We are also talking Mustang GT, Camaro, even though the Camaro is over now. And you do get more in certain regards with those options, right? The American sports cars, you get the big V8s. With the Supra, it's a little bit sharper handling. I think the interior is just a little bit more premium. The tech's a little more modern. The thing I have going for the Z is it has maybe the most fun personality. It does get a bit squirrely, even when you're just driving normally. It does have the most body roll, right? So it's fun to toss around a little bit, and it feels most authentic to itself. It still feels like a Nissan because it feels sort of like a 370Z platform car, because it is, with a twin turbo V6 swapped into it. Whereas the Toyota obviously was co-developed with BMW, so there's a lot of BMW trace to it. So that's kind of my takeaway after spending another week with it. It's still fun. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's got the fun personality. The Nismo was much more serious, much better, right? Sharper, faster, more dynamic. But the base Z is just a tossable little manual sports car. I think it's a shame that you have to spend the extra substantial amount of money to get the performance trim for the limited slip diff. I think the base trim, limited slip diff would be a pretty cool combination with twin turbo V6 and a manual. If this was in the 40Ks with that kind of thing, okay, I could see that. But that is the world of sports cars we live in, where not everything is absolutely perfect. Actually, to be fair, I think the 3-liter inline-6 Supra starts at where this car started, like 55s, and this still makes technically more horsepower. I think that's 382 horsepower. There is a 2-liter Supra available too that is a little bit lower price point. This is still my favorite angle of the new Nissan Z, kind of the rear 3/4 angle, the taillights with the 3D depth effect. Taillights definitely probably my coolest design element on the new Nissan Z. I did notice the fuel gauge can be a little bit inconsistent, so it stopped showing how many miles of range left. It stopped at like 21, now it just displays 3 little dashes right there. And then at one point, the little bar was like completely nothing. Like, it looked like I was at complete zero, and I was panicking a little bit, but then it went back up. So, Maybe the fuel level's moving around and the sensor's picking up differently. The Z also has a hilariously gigantic fuel door. And still has a fuel filter cap. That took 14 gallons. And we are full. And what is the range? 338 miles. All right. Some final thoughts on the 2024 Nissan Z. It's essentially what I remembered it to be, but it's an interesting perspective to revisit this after driving the Nismo version. Early on when this was first announced, I was really tempted to buy one because I was like, ooh, twin turbo V6, 400 horsepower, rear wheel drive, manual transmission, and the blue interior. I was like, sign me up. Where do I get one? But then I drove it and was like, it's not what I was looking for. It's a little too soft. And then the Nismo version, I did like quite a lot. So if the regular Z, like this one is a Z Performance, was where the Nismo, if that was like the baseline, same price point, and it came with a manual transmission, I would have been much more severely tempted. But as it sits, the regular Z, just a little more on the soft side. It definitely has a fun personality, but wasn't what I was looking for at this price point in a sports car. I definitely still had fun this week. This thing is amusing in the rain. My foot slipped a couple times. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, living with the Nissan Z. Thanks for watching.